Hello, how y'all doing? Sorry for the tardiness. My name is Emerald, that's OJ, and we are your animal wranglers today with Haywood Hollywood horses.
Stage animals have held a consistent presence in cinema since its early days, contributing to storytelling in ways that are both practical and symbolic. Their appearances range from central protagonists to background companions, often representing themes like loyalty, instinct, survival, and companionship. Whether a loyal dog or a wild predator, animals help ground stories in a shared biological reality and offer audiences an emotional point of connection. Their presence on screen draws attention not only to narrative, but also human relationships with the natural world. This is Cinema Essay, and this is why stage animals matter. The term stage animal refers to any live animal who performs in front of a camera or on a stage. Numerous acts have been developed through the years, making audiences fall in love with them. Throughout history, animal rights movements and associations have assured that our little or larger companions are treated fairly. In the silent film era, animals were used primarily for spectacle. One of the earliest examples is the 1903 film The Great Train Robbery, which included a horse chase that introduced dynamic movement into the frame. Silent comedian Buster Keaton used animals in his work for comedic relief, while D.W. Griffith featured them in elaborate period dramas. But as filmmaking evolved, so did the roles of animals, growing more integrated into the plot and characterization. In the 1930s and 40s, trained animal performers became prominent in Hollywood. Trainers like Rod Weatherwax, who worked in the original Lassie, developed long-term working relationships with animals, treating them as professional actors rather than props. Lassie in particular became one of the most recognizable animal characters in the mid-20th century, thanks to consistent performances and a growing understanding of animal behavior on set. The 1950s and 60s saw further development of animal stardom. Rin Tin Tin, a German shepherd originally discovered during World War I, appeared in numerous films and later in popular television series. This era reflected an interest in animal heroism, with dogs, horses, and even dolphins becoming leading figures. Animal trainers became key consultants, shaping not only the animal behavior, but also influencing how scripts were written to accommodate what animals could do. Working with an animal trainer in cinema requires collaboration between departments. Before production, the trainer studies the script and determines what behaviors are feasible. Scenes involving animals are often shot out of sequence to match the training schedule and stress levels. Trainers use signals, repetitions, and reward-based methods to prepare animals for specific cues, while directors and cinematographers adjust their plans to accommodate animal performance windows. Over time, training shifted away from dominance-based methods toward more positive reinforcement techniques. Earlier trainers often used punishment and strict control to generate results. Contemporary trainers favor clicker training, food rewards, and environmental conditioning, which prioritized the animal's comfort and willingness. This shift reflects both advancements in animal psychology and increased scrutiny from audiences and advocacy groups. The "No Animals Were Harmed" disclaimer began appearing in film credits in the 1980s and has become a standard indicator of animal welfare in movies. It is issued by the American Humane Association, which monitors animal use during production. The organization sends representatives to observe and document animal treatment. They report incidents, enforce safety protocols, and consult on scene planning. The AH's involvement stems from historical abuses and accidents in earlier films. During the 1939 production of Jesse James, a horse was killed while being forced off a cliff, sparking public outcry. Throughout the mid-century, stunts involving animals were often dangerous and poorly regulated. These events contributed to demands for oversight, eventually leading to the formal inclusion of animal safety standards in major studio contracts. The 1986 film The Adventures of Milo and Otis faced accusation of animal cruelty, particularly in its Japanese production. The movie A Dog's Purpose faced criticism after the behind-the-scenes footage appeared, showing a distressed dog being forced into turbulent water. In each case, public reaction led to renewed discussions about transparency, ethics, and accountability. Animal rights movements have played a central role in pushing the industry to reconsider how animals are used in film. Organizations like PETA and the Animal Legal Defense Fund have criticized not just mistreatment, but the idea of using animals for entertainment at all. They argued for the replacement of live animals with CGI or animatronics, especially in scenes involving danger or emotional distress. While many contemporary films do rely on visual effects to depict animals, particularly wild or endangered ones, live animal performances are still employed for realism. Films like War Horse and The Call of the Wild mix practical animal actors with digital techniques, creating a hybrid approach that balances authenticity with control. famous animal characters have continued to shape audience memories and popular culture. From Baby the Pig to Hedwig the Owl, these animals serve as narrative symbols and emotional anchors.
A lot of people, they see the Harry Potter films and they think that these animals make great pets, and they really don't. They're not domesticated, they're totally wild animals. It seems so simple when you see it in a movie and easy, but in real life, it's a constant 8 to 12 hour day taking care of these animals.
Despite their central role in film history, animals face unique limitations. Unlike human actors, they cannot give consent, making ethical standards more complex. This has led filmmakers to adopt clearer documentation practices and involve third-party auditors during production. Productions that fail to comply with humane guidelines risk public backlash, professional consequences, and fines issued by local governments. One of the saddest and quite controversial stories of animals in cinema is the story of Keiko, the orca who appeared in Free Willy. Keiko was raised around people and trained to follow cues from trainers and animal coordinators. However, Keiko never developed real orca behaviors, and when he was set free in the ocean, he struggled to hunt or get close to other orcas. In the end, Keiko passed away after 4 years of being introduced into the wild at the age of 27. Keiko died from pneumonia after being tracked by professionals trying to ensure he could live a normal life. This led to protests advocating for animal rights. Nowadays, most stage animals have short careers and retire early to ensure they have a happy and normal life. Some directors and producers have chosen to work exclusively with digital representations to avoid complications. However, this approach may not suit all genres or budgets. The decision to use real animals is weighted against artistic goals, logistical demands, and ethical responsibilities. When real animals are used, the presence of a qualified trainer and AHA representative becomes essential. Animal training itself has become a niche profession, requiring deep knowledge of species behavior, safety protocols, and communication with filmmakers. Trainers must prepare animals for unpredictable environments, while ensuring they remain responsive, calm, and healthy. It is a role that demands patience, planning, and adjustment to changing production needs.
The health and safety of the animal actors was the primary concern of the studio and the filmmakers. There was always a veterinarian on set, a representative of the American Humane Association, and several trainers and handlers.
Good boy, Scooter!
In recent years, streaming platforms and global productions have brought renewed attention to how animals are handled on international sets. While some countries have strict guidelines, others lack formal protections. This has raised concerns about outsourcing scenes involving animals to less regulated regions, sparking advocacy for global standards. In the end, animals in cinema serve as mirrors and companions in stories that blend human emotion with the broader natural world. Their presence can evoke empathy, curiosity, and reflection. Whether heroic, comedic, or tragic, animal characters challenge filmmakers to engage with the real-life needs and complexities of non-human performers. The history of animals in film is not just about entertainment, it's about evolving standards of care, representation, and responsibility. Animals are part of human life, and our connection with them has been represented in cinema throughout history. This was everything for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment of what you think of stage animals and which animal actor is your favorite on screen. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.